Hey, it's Dustin from stayatHomeDustin.com, and today we're going to talk about co-sleeping, the pros and cons. I'm going to try and keep as impartial about this as I can. I know it's a controversial topic. There's a lot of people that are vocal for it and against it, but let's go into the details. Maybe I'll change your mind. Maybe I'll confirm what you already thought, and let's go from there. So, co-sleeping is something that cultures all over the world have done for thousands of years. It's only really in Western society recently that co-sleeping has kind of fallen out of favor, and we've started putting babies in cribs in their own room, and now it's starting to come back. So what is co-sleeping? Co-sleeping is having your baby close enough that the baby can see, hear, smell, and even touch you while you're sleeping. In Japan, co-sleeping is pretty common. In Africa, finding a crib or a nursery room is pretty rare too. Even in like Southern Europe and South America, co-sleeping is pretty much the norm. So why is co-sleeping so controversial in North America? I would say there's two really different kinds of co-sleeping that I'd make a clear distinction from. So one of them I'd call close proximity sleeping, which I'm okay with, and then there's room sharing. I got that backwards. Close proximity sleeping, I would say I'm less okay with, and room sharing I am okay with. So the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that your baby sleeps in your room for this first 6 months, ideally the first year. This is proven to reduce SIDS, sudden infant mortality, death syndrome, the risk of also known as like cot death. But not having the baby actually in your bed, having the baby in your bed can actually increase the chance of SIDS. So in my opinion, it'd be best to have the baby in a crib right next to the bed, ideally like a shorter crib that's at bed level so the baby can see you, but you don't want to put the baby in your bed where you might roll on top of it. So the advantages of co-sleeping: it helps with breastfeeding. It's easier for your wife or partner in the middle of the night to get up. They don't have to turn the lights on and disturb you. It's easy to get up. It helps the baby and the mom and dad's sleep cycles kind of sync up as well. There's less interruption. If the baby gets restless in the night, it's easier to comfort them before they start absolutely screaming, so you can soothe them back to sleep before it's easier. And less anxiety for you as a parent. Your baby's right there. If you wake up in the night and you worry that they might not be okay, you can just look over at them. So that's some of the advantages. Let's look at the disadvantages. So there's a little bit of a lack of evidence. It's not really scientifically documented if there's emotional or psychological benefits to co-sleeping. It can cause dependence from the babies, especially in terms of nighttime feeding. They might need to wake up in the night to sleep more, and it can also make it harder to get your kid to go sleep in their own bed once they're old enough to have their own room. Where I said earlier that it might actually make sleeping easier, it can negatively affect your quality of sleep as well. Just having the baby in the room, as it gets older, it moves around and makes a lot more noise. And so how do you reduce the risks of co-sleeping if you do want to co-sleep? So if the baby's sleeping with you in your bed, which I wouldn't recommend anyways, but if you're going to do that, absolutely don't do it with babies below 3 months old. The smaller baby is, the easier that it could get like trapped in the blankets or something. If your baby's premature or weighed less than like 6 pounds at birth, I probably wouldn't recommend co-sleeping either. You don't want to co-sleep in a sofa or an armchair. This actually dramatically increases the risk of SIDS. So you don't want to fall asleep with your kid on the couch. If you're getting sleepy, move to like a bed or somewhere that's safer. You don't want to smoke, drink, or do drugs while you're co-sleeping. It puts you in a deeper sleep and higher risk of rolling over onto your baby. Another big thing is that there's something called a hair tourniquet, where if you have strands of hair or threads in the bed, if they get wrapped around your baby's fingers or toes, it can start cutting off the circulation. So be aware of that. Try and get as many hairs and threads out of your bed and your baby's crib as you can. And if your baby's crying more than normal, they don't seem to need to get changed or eat, then it might be that a hair is wrapped around their little toe or something. So watch out for that. And yeah, that's like a quick overview of the pros and cons of co-sleeping. If you want more, I've got a huge article that I actually wrote. I only mentioned some of the pros and cons. For a whole list, you can head over to stayatHomeDustin.com/co-sleeping and read everything that I wrote, as well as my final opinion and my conclusion about this. So hopefully that was helpful. Learned a little bit of co-sleeping today. If you liked it, give me a like, please. And if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.